Just gone 7:20 here on this Wednesday morning. It's now time to cross over to Peter, who's at another one of our SABC New Age breakfast briefings. Today, he is in Klerksdorp in the Northwest Province. I'm going to let Peter introduce his guests to you, and let's do that right now. Peter, a very, very good morning to you and all of your guests.
A very good morning to you, Leanne, and good morning to all our viewers across South Africa and all the people that are watching us across the continent. Welcome. We're in Bokone Bupurima, we're in Klerksdorp today, and this is the scene for the latest in the series of New Age business briefings. And we're talking to 3 MECs, but we have a lot of the other MECs here. So if you have a question, please feel free to ask. The leadership is here to talk about what they're trying to do with the province, grow the economy in their various initiatives that have been put into play, and we'll be unpacking some of that. We've been here a few times, so we're going to catch up and see how much progress is being made. At Morning Live SABC is our Twitter handle if you want to be part of that conversation. And if you're beyond our borders, we'd love to hear from you as well. What kind of expectations do you have about South Africa, particularly this province? Northwest Province, you'll probably know it as. This is the home, of course, of places such as the Pilanesberg National Park, as well as Sun City, but there are lots of other arts and cultural places taking place here as well, and we'll unpack those as well. Agriculture, very important part of this province's economy, and we'll also be looking at traditional fairs. So all of that in conversation, and we'd like to get your thoughts on that as well. But let's introduce our guests that are going to lead us in this conversation this morning. And to my immediate right, we have the MEC for Rural, Environmental and Agricultural Development, Manketsi Tlhape. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, MEC, and welcome.
Thanks, Peter. Let me also greet the women of South Africa in Women's Month. Wish them a very happy Women's Month. That's
fantastic, and I'm so happy to see that we've got 3 women, strong women of leadership to talk to this morning. And in the middle, we have the MEC of Finance, Economic and Enterprise Development, but today representing the MEC for Culture, Arts and Traditional Affairs. MEC Wendy Nelson, thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to you.
Good morning, Peter, and good morning to our viewers and everyone present as well.
And to my far right, we have the MEC for Tourism, and I guess this is a wonderful opportunity to share the story of this province, because some of us only know a few places, but I think there are a lot of hidden treasures in this part of the world. So we'll hear from you, MEC for Tourism, Desbo Mohono. Thank you very much for joining us, and welcome to you.
Morning, Peter, and good morning to our viewers back home, even in the continent.
Fantastic. And happy Women's Month to the 3 of you as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, maybe perhaps I'll start with you, MEC Tlhape. Agriculture, I guess, is, you've got lots of land, and I guess this is, and we've talked about it again with Premier, that it's one of the key pillars of your provincial strategy going forward. And I'm just wondering how you see your department contributing in growing the economy of the Northwest.
Peter, you are right. As a department, having been bestowed with the honor to lead, we are in fact at the apex of the ACT strategy. We derive our mandate from the National Development Plan. You'll remember that this has been emphasized by the President during the SONA, that agriculture and agro-processing should be the catalyst for economic growth, making sure that we address the triple challenges, that is your poverty, inequality and unemployment. We are also alive to the fact that our plans should illuminate and mark the 60th of the Freedom Charter that seeks to talk to the fact that this year has been declared Unity in Action for Economic Social Freedom. What we are doing, we are striding and working towards making sure that there's adequate, efficient, and enough participation in the agricultural sector so that we shift the economic landscape of this province. The Premier has set a target of 6% growth in the next 4 years, and this is what we are striving towards as the Agriculture Department.
All right, we'll unpack some of the specifics that you're doing, and I'm very interested in how we move the small-scale farmers to become the big farmers. and get a lot more of our people involved in farming, and young people particularly, because some of these professions don't seem as sexy, but very, very important. So I want to hear from you a little bit later on that as well. All right, so MEC Nelson, you're wearing the hat of culture, arts and traditional affairs today, and I'm just wondering, and this is an area that again could be quite important for this province, given the rich history and the culture that exists here. What has the department been doing so far in terms of impacting on the lives of, let's say, artists, traditional leaders, and heritage in general?
Well, Peter, I must say that as MEC Manketsi has indicated, we need to grow by 6%. And we have realized that we need to use what we have, and that is the rich history and the rich heritage that we have. And we should use agriculture, culture, arts and traditional affairs as a very important catalyst to achieve the 6%. What we have, or the department has done is, it has decided that it must support artists. It must support artists. It is looking at recording studios around the province. Initially, we had said one in every district. But as the department had started rolling out and started looking around, it realized that there are already recording studios, small, on a much smaller scale, but in around the province in various municipalities. And so we need to take that into account and say, but we cannot, do injustice to them. We need to build onto these. But the intention is that we need to have a recording studio in every district municipality that can be utilized for artists. One of the other things is also a publishing house. The department is working with the University of the Northwest to ensure that we have a publishing house within the province, that people don't have to go out of the province to use publishing houses. So those are two very key things, I think, that the department has worked on. We have also, as government, looked at bursaries and given bursaries to students in the performing arts. I think there are 26 students currently who are bursary recipients, and that is in the field of the arts that they are receiving these bursaries. There's a whole host of programs that are lined up. I think these are some important ones, but it's necessary to say we have realized the importance of the performing arts, and as a province we are saying we need to support the performing arts, and we need to use it to grow our economy.
All right, we'll chat a little bit about that as well, because I think traditionally what's been happening is you've got these great artists that are born here, bred here, but we end up enjoying them in Gauteng and other places. So how do we keep them here and grow an industry here that people come to the Northwest for? But we'll chat about that. Tourism, that's another very important pillar. I mean, people know about Sun City, the Pilanesberg, those are the obvious ones. But there's much more to this province, isn't there? Tell us a little bit about where else, what else people can do in the province, and how your department hopes to get more visitors, not just from South Africa, but from other parts of the continent and the world to come to your province.
Thank you very much, Peter. You would remember, as tourism, we have launched a brand called Arieng Bokoni Bophirima. A lot of people thought we have changed the name of the province. No, that is our brand. And what we mean by saying Arieng Bokoni Bophirima, you would remember, Peter, Northwest is the only province that have a tourism department as a standalone. All other provinces, it's mixed with other issues. So the reason why we have said that, we are trying our best to ensure that people know what Northwest is entailed of. It's not only Sun City, it's not only Pilanesberg. Few months ago, we launched a museum in Muruleng. Remember the premier, when the new administration arrived, he introduced a concept of villages, township, and small doropis. Now, as tourism is our responsibility, the 6% that MEC Tlhape is speaking to, as tourism, it's important for us to attract people into the Northwest and ensure investors come in to ensure that we reach that 6%. Now, what did we do as a department? We realized as a new department, by the way, we are, to be precise, we are 1 year, 2 months, couple of days. Now, what did we do as the department? We said, there's nothing for the people without the people. If really we want to drive this industry and change its face, because you remember this industry's face is somehow. So we have the obligation to ensure that we change the face. We then said we have to go to the people in the industry and meet with them and say to them, here are we as government. This is what we have as government. Talk to us. Tell us, how do you want this Department of Tourism to be shaped? Tell us, what is it that you want government to do for you to ensure that as the people in the industry of tourism, you assist us to grow the economy of this province. We firstly met with the tour operators. They raised their challenges, they raised their frustration, but because we are one government, we are able to engage the other department, because issues are cross-cutting in department. We further, as a department, call Mahotla. Every district had its own Lekgotla, which culminated into a provincial Lekgotla, where people in the industry were saying, how best can we shape? You know, if you miss a house in a foundation, that house will definitely fall. We want to make sure that the foundation that we are building for the Department of Tourism is so solid that even 20 years down the line, when I'm on pension, I'm able to look back and say, wow, the Department of Tourism is still standing very well. So we are working together with them, working together with everybody, making sure that we talk to investors, because I said to them, government don't have money to give away, but the responsibility of government is to create an enabling environment for people in the industry to be able to function, to be able to make money. I'm happy that you are here, Peter. I hope you're going to pour petrol. I hope you've slept here. I hope you're going to eat in a restaurant.
I slept here. Loved. You've got some great B&Bs here, apart from the hotels. And yeah, I definitely recommend them. So if I'm sitting in Lagos right now,
yes,
and I want to come to the Northwest, what would you tell me I should do? What is here? What's exciting that I can say, you know, I'll pass through Joburg, but I'm going all the way to the Northwest?
Peter, Northwest is mostly rural, and we pride ourselves with our rural areas. I will say to you, if you want to connect with nature, start with our rural areas. You go to Dr. Rusi Mompati. There are areas in the village. You know, you'll only see the mist during summer in Durban. Are you aware that you can see that in Northwest? There is a place called Maung in Taung. You go there. There is water falling. It makes a mist. You can't believe that is happening. There is other place in Dr. Rus called Dinkhwane. You know what is Dinkhwane? Dinkho. You know Dinkho? Nature have created that. Huh? Nature have created that. There is water inside this hole. And it's so wonderful. You ask yourself, it's like somebody was doing an art. And the skull. We have our skull in Dr. Rusi. People think the skull is from Gauteng. It's not Taung's skull by default. It's because the skull was discovered from the Northwest. You will go to Taung Dam, where you will have your, how do you call this diamond that come from the water? You get them, yes, you get them in Taung. And you drive. And the reason why we are called a meat-producing province, you go to also Dr. Rusi Mompati, the Texas of South Africa, that's where you will get them. I'm just giving you the synopsis of Dr. because it's the furthest in the Northwest and where it's most rural. You will enjoy it. We are not ending there as tourism. We want to be the best training as a province. We have established our second hotel school, which is Taung Hotel School and Convention. You go there and enjoy yourself. You ask yourself when you are in a hotel room, whether you are in Taung or whether you are in Sandton. So these are some of the things that we are saying to people. It's not about Sun City only, because not everybody wants to go to a hotel. And we also have our B&B there. During our Mandela Day, we spent one of our day in one of our B&B there. And you come down. Now you come to Ngakamudirumulema, you come to Mahikeng. As I speak, we are renovating the Manyane Lodge to turn it into a lodge that you'd always remember. When you are inside, you'll feel that you are in a village, because our roofing is thatch. We don't want tiles because we are in a village. And you remember, if you were in the country then, Peter, your Letlamoring Dam used to be one of the best, where festivals are run, where everything is being run. We are busy with Letlamoring. We want to convert it to where it used to be. And you are not doing this alone. You were talking to MEC Nelson about what we do with our celebrities. Stone Seate is our ambassador in tourism. And everywhere we go, we take our artists that we have developed as a province to go and assist us with marketing. Nobody don't want to associate with celebrities. Everybody wants photos with them. And that's where we talk about Ariem Bukoni Bupirim. From Ngaka Mudiri Mulama, you just walk. Here in Kenneth Kaunda, you just walk on the heritage route, N12, to Cape Town. There's a lot that you can enjoy, and we're going to make sure that whatever we leave behind is the legacy that people will always remember, that tourism Bukoni Pirima made it best.
All right. Well, that's a great place to take a pause for thought, and we'll come back and we'll unpack the other aspects of the province right after this. And don't forget, at Morning Live SABC, that's our Twitter handle, if you have any questions for our MECs here on the stage, and also other MECs that are here to talk about some of the issues that you're concerned about. Okay, all of that still to come. Stay with us.